A man is as he thinketh. How you think, that's how you are. If you think poor thoughts, you will forever be poor. The moment you start thinking rich, rich starts coming to you. 'Cause your mind is an incredible thing, man. The way it works, when you get the money, you are going to buy everything that you said you wouldn't buy. Can I share this with you? Listen to me, folks. All of you, if you're not already where you want to be financially, everybody has the potential to be financially stable and financially set. You have actually the ability to be rich if you make the decision, but the decision has to be made. A man is as he thinketh. How you think, that's how you are. If you think poor thoughts, you will forever be poor. The moment you start thinking rich, rich starts coming to you. 'Cause your mind is an incredible thing, man. The way it works. Let me teach you this right quick. We got a minute. Okay, listen, you go home tonight, you pick up your remote and you aim it towards the TV and you press the on button. What happens? The TV comes on. Let's say Sports Center is channel 8040. You press an 8040 and you hit select. What do you expect to come on your TV? Sports Center. What comes on your TV? Sports Center. Is channel 400 and you press 400 and you press select. What do you expect to see on that TV? HBO. Guess what shows up on your TV? HBO. This is from a simple mechanism called a remote, which is made and created from the concept of mental capacity, which comes from the concept that all of us was created in the image of God. That's why in the beginning God said, let there be light. He ain't just light it up. He said, let there be light to prove to us. That if you say it, that's what it's going to be. That's the proof, man. That's the deal. Your mind is the biggest remote ever created because you created in the image of God. So if God said, let there be light, and then there was light, he could have just lit it up. But he showed you what you say, what you think is. So if you point this mind at something and you project that to that something, guess what's going to come back? Whatever you project. That's how it worked. I just wanted to be rich. It's all I wanted. So I had some faith. That's how it worked. I project rich thoughts. So rich come to me. I'm my own remote control. I wish Marjorie into my life because I got tired of messing up, picking wrong chicks. I just kept making wrong mistakes. Then I said, God, hold up, man. I need the right one. I need the right one for me. Why don't you show me the right one? I project then here she come. Everything I have, cars, I don't care what I got, houses, I ask God. I project that. That's what I get. I got vision board. The house I'm living in now was on vision board. I saw that house. Friend of mine owned the house. I saw the house. Went over, visit this house 7 years. I said, man, I want this thing right here. I can live in that house right now. You can project yourself into the life of your dreams. My daddy had a 3rd grade education. Smartest man I ever met in my life. I kid you not, if it wasn't for him, I'm not standing here today. So the trip I'm going to take you on is to show you how I got to where I am. Through all the hardships, the failures, I was homeless. I lived in my car for 3 years, from age 30 to 33. Don't nobody know all of this. So the person you see on this end right now, it was a trip for me. It was a total and complete journeys. 6th grade now, 1968. I'm 10. They sitting up there and people started standing up. Brenda wants to be a doctor. Larry wants to be a lawyer. So I stood up and I'm thinking to myself, it is this here. This is a gold star moment right here. Oh yeah, this is the day I've been waiting on. I'm going to get recognized for the brilliant cat that I am. And it's no doubt in their mind now who the star student of this school is. 'Cause I didn't put something on my paper that was unbelievable. 'Cause nobody had wrote on their paper. I want to be on TV. I get up in front of the class. She said, what did you write on your paper? This is big. I said, I want to be on TV. She said, why did you write that on your paper? I said, because that was our assignment for today. She said, and what made you think you could write such a thing on your paper? I said, okay. Obviously, this is not the proper tone to be talking to when you about to give me a gold star. She said, who do you know on TV? I said, nobody. She said, anybody in this school ever been on TV? I said, no, ma'am. She said, Anybody in your neighborhood ever been on TV? I said, no, Mom. She said, well, what makes you think you can be on TV? And she crushed me. I said, I don't know, but that's what I want to do. She said, I'm going to call your house and I'm going to tell your mother that you're a smart aleck. So when I got home, she on the front porch and she said, what did you do up at that school? I said, Mama, I just did what she asked me to do. She asked me what I want to be. I wrote, I want to be on TV. She said, why did you write that on the paper? I said, 'cause Mama, that's what I want to be. She said, when your daddy get home, I'ma tell him you've been up at the school being a smart ale. So he comes home, he takes his bath, and he's reading the paper. And afterwards, he said, boy, come in here. He said, what is this your mama telling me you did up at the school? And she's standing there. Tell him what you did. And I said, I wrote on a piece of paper, I want to be on TV. He said, what you do that for? I said, because that's what the teacher asked us, Daddy, what we want to be. She said, and you being up there being smart. He going to put a smart answer. He want to be on TV. My father looked at me and said, well, what's wrong with that? I said, okay. She was going, well, Slick, he got to be more reasonable like the teachers say. He said, well, Bill, that don't make no sense if that's what the boy want to be. She said, he can't do what he want to do. Got to do like teachers say. He said, boy, go in your rooms. Come in the room a little bit later on. He said, boy, what you write on your paper? I said, I want to be on TV. He said, well, what she wants you to put on the paper? I said, I don't know, Daddy. Like a policeman or ball player or something that what all the rest of the boys would. He said, well, put that on the paper and take it back up to the dream-killing health. So he said, no, take that paper and put it in your drawer. He said, every night before you go to bed, read your paper. He said, every morning when you get up, go to school, read your paper, I did it. If you turn on your television set 7 days a week, I'm on there somewhere because that is a principle of success that all successful people know. If it is written, so shall it be. That's the deal. If you don't have what you want in life, just check yourself. Is it written anywhere? Have you wrote it down? Have you claimed it? Have you laid it into faith? Have you willed it into existence? Has it become a law? Did you write it down? If it ain't written down, what you want? Now, that teacher that gave me that assignment she passed recently. She was an older woman. I love her though. Every year I sent her a flat screen TV. And what I learned was that success that all successful people know. We write it down. It's a vision board. You got to have vision boards, man. Y'all to see what's on my laptop and my computer. Even I, with all God has blessed me with, I still have visions. A man without a dream or vision shall pass. You've all heard this. I just try to put it in a way where it's real talk. See, writing it down makes it double. If you go through a school zone doing 35 mem and the police stop you and a truck was blocking the sign that said 20 mem an hour, guess what? You still get the ticket. You know why? 'Cause it's a written law. They put it into law. They wrote it down. The fact that you ain't read, the fact that you didn't see the sign tough, it's written. 20, you break the law. 20, you got to write it down. That's an important thing. See, here's a cold thing I learned. You got to fix your mindset. God, I have a dream in God to tell me something. I wake up and go do it. That's right. And because let me tell you what hurts a lot of people. When you have an idea, when something comes into your imagination that's not just your imagination, God places everything he has for you in your imagination. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. So when you have something in your imagination, it ain't hocus pocus. It's actually a preview of a coming attraction that God has for you. He places everything he has for you in your imagination. So if you've been dreaming of your own business, it's 'cause that's what he got for you. If you've been dreaming of a summer home, it's 'cause that's what he got for you. If you keep dreaming of a brand new car instead of a used car, it's 'cause that's what he got for you. He places everything he has for you in your imagination. Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. Everything in your imagination is God showing you in your mind something He has for you. You can't tell it to everybody because they ain't going to see. You know why you can't tell it to everybody? Because if you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. God has shown you some amazing stuff in your life that you thought was brilliant. Then you took it to your friends in your family, and you shared it with them and they shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they couldn't see it? Because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you. Your imagination is real, man. So when I imagine stuff, I act on it because He must want me to have it, or else He wouldn't have showed it to me. And then quit worrying about how to get it done. The how-to is none of your business. God in the blessing business, man, you got to go with it. So when you have these things in your imagination, wake up and get into action. Stop. Oh, well, I need to figure out. No, the Bible don't say figure nothing out. The Bible say ask, believe, receive. There ain't no stuff in the middle. Now, you got to be willing to work, but He don't require you to figure it out. The how-to is none of your business. That's all you got to know. See, getting rich is really not a magic trick. You just have to learn a few principles of success and be willing to work really, really hard before you can build generational wealth. You got to hit it first. Can't build generational wealth and not hit it yourself. So don't skip over the steps. You got to take care of yourself first. Create generational wealth after you've secured finances for yourself. So that's the first thing. It's a lot of ways to do it. But you got to, the little simple thing I used to do, it's really simple that anybody can do. Like I don't accept change. I don't the law of attraction. I believe in the law of attraction. It works for me. Like if I'm anywhere and you give me 20s, 10s, 5s, coins, I don't accept if you give it to me. Whoever I'm with, I give it to them because I only want hundreds. Whatever the highest denomination be, that's all I accept. I don't accept change because the law of attraction works. What you put out is what comes back. What I used to do though is every time I got a single, I'd roll it up. Whenever I come home with singles and change, I would put change in the jar and I'd roll the singles up. If you can throw a 5 bill in there every now and then, just roll it up and roll it up as tight as you can. After a while, you're going to need a rubber band on it. Then if you can throw a 10 in there and just keep rolling it up. After 1 year, I want you to take a rubber band off that roll. You'll be stunned. You will be stunned at how many singles actually come your way. 5s and 10s. If you can put a 20 in that, do that. So then after I got started making money, I would take all my change and save it. All 20s and stuff. I'd have thousands of dollars at the end of a year with 20s and stuff rolled up in there because I never kept it. And so now I'm just in the hun game. I don't accept anything. If you give it to me, I give it away. And then God gives me the only thing I attract was 100. So He just keeps giving me hundreds. It's the law of attraction. It really does work that way. See, getting rich is really not a magic trick. You just have to learn a few principles of success and be willing to work really, really hard. And anybody can become successful, but you got to do the things that successful people do. That's just one. That's without opening the CD, without investing anything. Take all your change and roll it up and save. Put a rubber band. At the end of the year, you'll be stunned. You'll have hundreds of dollars in singles. You'll be stunned. And coins, you have hundreds of some of you'll have thousands. Every time you get a chance to experience first class, you should do it because it plants a seed. It's like the next time you buy an airplane ticket, just ask for an upgrade. Pay a little extra money to fly first class. What it does is it conditions your mind once you get in first class and you see how wide the seats are and you find out why they shut that curtain. See, cause they shut that curtain cause they can't let you see what's going on up there. They passing out hot nuts. Everybody get a washcloth. They got a menu. You get to decide what you want. All the drinks is free. Once you sit in first class one time, the next time you get on the plane, it's very difficult to walk past them seats. And then your mind starts thinking of ways to get back to first class. And guess what? That's what you start attracting to your life. And you start behaving and producing stuff to get you back into first class. That's how you move up. You just take like buy you one really expensive outfit. Just see how it fit. That is high for a reason. Don't think they down there just putting prices on. Buy a really expensive pair of shoes, ladies. Buy a really expensive purse one time. Just go on down there. Buy the real Louis Vuitton that ain't ever on sale. Louis Vuitton don't even have sales. Just get you one. When you carry it, it changes your life. It will then cause your mind to subconsciously produce thoughts to get another one. And next thing you know, you attract the thing you need to produce the outcome that you want. What really changed my life, man, was I got in Amway when I was about 24. I got in Amway, and that changed my life, man, because the first time ever they introduced me to self-help books, and I read 2 books that changed my life. It was The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Shores. I read them books, and it changed my life. But it also made me remember what my mother had taught me because she was a Sunday school teacher. Because all self-help books are Bible-based. It's nothing. Everything comes from the Bible. All them self-help books, that's Proverbs. That's all it is the book of wisdom and understanding. If you could read that, it'd change your life too. But sometimes you need, regular books where you can relate to it differently. But it all comes from the Bible. It's like a great book is The Secret. But if you read The Secret, it's all Bible verse. I just based on the Bible. You can't think of nothing new how to tell a person to succeed without the Bible. You can't, it doesn't work that way, So, all right, families, move please. A couple of books changed my life, man. But the magic of thinking big was huge for me. It just taught me one simple principle. It don't cost no more energy to think big than it does small. You can say Volkswagen and you can say Rolls Royce with the same amount of effort. You ain't got the grunt to say Rolls Royce. So if the Bible is true, which it says a man is as he thinketh, if you think poor thoughts, you got to be poor. The moment you change the thought into wealth or riches, you start the process to becoming wealthy or rich. It's not a magic trick. It's really how it works. People complicate it. You got to do this and you got to do that. But the Bible's pretty plain. They ain't got no loopholes in it. Really don't. It's just real simple. It say what it say. All you got to do is believe it's talking to you. That's what it is. Most people don't think that God is talking to them, that I come to give you life and give you life more abundantly. You don't think He's talking to you. He'll give you life more abundantly. He do. He really will. Yes, He will. You ain't got to be rich to have an abundant life. Sometimes you just need to be healthy happy. You could be really happy, man, making $70,000 a year. You really, really can. You don't need a few million. I did. But you didn't need it. It helped me a little bit. But to be honest, it didn't make me happy. Really didn't until you well need God to be happy. So I ain't no preacher. So we got ministers in the room. So I'm just telling y'all from a hood perspective what I did to get here. You can go to church and hear it though. Take it from a dude that come out the bottom, ain't got nothing. Ain't gonna pass no off. I don't really care. If you don't believe me, you ain't got to. I was telling my staff this morning, they said, Mr. Harvey, man, you got this great attitude this year. What happened? And I was giving a motivational speech and I changed one word. Instead of saying I have to go to work, I have to go work out. I have to eat right. If you change one word, it will change your entire perspective. I get to go to work today. I get to work out today. I get to eat right today. When you say I get to instead of I have to, it takes the obligation side of it away and it puts a gratitude on it. And the more you're grateful for, the more God will give you to be grateful for. Gratitude is a huge principle of success that a lot of people overlook. You're so busy pointing out where you're not at that you got to stop and take time to thank God for where you are. Yeah, because look, man, success ain't how far you've gotten. Success is how far you've gotten from where you started. If you look at it that way, man, it just helps you out a little bit. Like, I get to go to work every morning. I don't have to. I get to go to work. I mean, this is a blessing, man. To have a job is a blessing. To be able to provide for your family is a blessing. That's right. To be able to, if you're producing any income wherever you are, it's a blessing, man. It's a lot of people ain't working. Yes. Flipped a lot of people's life upside down.
Yes.
Everybody, man, I was doing an interview and this little young guy was there. He said, man, Mr. Harvey, 2020 had to be the roughest year of her life. It was the roughest year of my life. 2020, the roughest year of my life. 2020 ain't even close to the worst that happened to me. He said, you've had a worse year than Co. First of all, I didn't have Co. Hello. That's just my wife had it. My son had it. They survived it. Clear. I said, wait a minute, man. I had a good year last year, but it's the worst year of everybody's life. No, it's not. Yeah. No, it's not. No, dog. I lived in a car for 3 years. I had some funky ass years. Wasn't it? And it's all about your perspective. See, if God gets you past something, your job is to move on. You can't keep revisiting what God brought you through. If he got you through it, then go on and get past it. Stop. I can't stand. I was in this relationship with this man for 8 years. Well, you ain't in it no more, man. And that's what happens to a lot of people, man. I just try to tell people whenever I can, man, a different way to look at it, 'cause success is mindset. That's all it is, man.